Welcome, welcome, welcome to tonight's Late IHP Show. So we had a short a while back today where I asked, do you think you are smart or stupid? And then I went ahead to also add some other questions. And let's talk about that. So when I think of smart, and this has been ever since I was basically growing up, I thought of it as an emotionally mature inner adult. And so that means with intellectual and emotional maturity, which is why I don't have personally a sensitive ego. Now, the 5D mystic enlightenment functional adult might have something to do with it, but that is AKA my mammalian heritage as it is yours, meaning that you can use your left and right mode to become an integrated brain and become a functional adult. The mysticism component, although we do have our lovely spirituality, soul age group individuals sharing that you do not need to understand enlightenment or spirituality or mysticism for that matter, but that it is to perceive and experience it. Some of us know how to explain it to the inner adults, so the ones who are actually smart and not just they think they're smart. Now, how are you going to actually be smart? Well, if you know that your feelings rule you, and if you understand that you are made up of, like I am, of implicit memory. Now, there's plenty of people who consider themselves smart, lo and behold, while they live misaligned lives as they drink and they fuck and they do drugs and they do food and a lot more. The people who are in the hands of good therapists, they're not actually shouting at anyone. They're on their journey to become an inner adult if they have a good therapist, because they're not a label. So they explain to them their implicit memory, the shame cycle, defectiveness, all things that I've learned through my good educators. Now, the ones that are not good educators in the book of a smart person are exactly those who do trending topics. And in fact, let's talk about that. So why did I ask, are you smart? Do you think you're smart or stupid? Because at my 43 years of age and as an online marketer, content creator, and entrepreneur, I might add, I've met a lot of colleagues and a lot of people. And I'm not fond of anyone who actually talks to you like you're stupid, because I don't like to be talked to like I'm stupid. So what that means, though, in 5D mystic land, because I have a lovely relationship with the sphere of consciousness, which I love that the neuroscientific community and physics and existential physics and psychology, all of those lovely subject matter experts, I am an academic. So that might make a difference to why when I hear our studies show that 1%, I'm not like, wow, I'm not a teenager or a child anymore who believes in anything that a 1% person will tell me. That's why I also don't believe in conspiracy theories. And I also do consider myself, again, smart because I'm not reactive. I don't build karma. I do dharma. I'm conscious of my thought. Meta-awareness is the word of the day with mindfulness. No, I didn't have to use mindfulness. I just knew how to be aware of my attention as I explored my left and right mode as a teenager and learned just how to say, I thought that you said humans are stupid and you're human. And kids would be like, no, I just mean the other humans. Really? Do you know that you're a mirror of yourself? So you're still telling me you think you're stupid because you're a human. No. And so you just stop arguing with teenagers. Then I grew up and I figured not to argue with other teenagers who think they're smart. I say teenagers. But again, they're not. Their age might be even more grown up than I am, and I'm 43. And I feel like a young, the feeling is because of my soothe system. I actually navigate my ventral vagal mammalian heritage, and I learned about how I navigate it with my lovely trauma and attachment experts. So the mystic part, though, with my clairs, now that's really fun. And while 4D mystics talk about conspiracies and are in the doomsday clock of the negative people and all that stuff, so they think they're smart. And when I see the 4D forecasting the future, like, wow, they really learned a lot about the land of mysticism, infinite possibilities. I don't know, did they? I'm looking above. I think they still believe there's a puppeteer master versus its energy. And that's, everybody believes in what they will believe. And what I find even more fascinating are the people who say they're smart and yet they follow those who dress up like kings and queens of the past, and they even use words. Now, this is not to mean that those individuals are not channeling or represent, no. Again, I'm a mystic, I'm woo-woo, pseudoscience lady. That's Why? There's a reason for why I accept the label from the good scientist people versus the bad scientist people say, I, in a million years, have never heard of there being any medium. And I'm like, wow, that must have been a reaction to, I don't even know, is there a script? Because we know about mediums and prophets. And so, when I heard that from a person who is considered a educator, I'm like, is that a smart human being? Because I'm pretty sure they're not. They just spoke in ways that I'm not sure. Like, never, ever. Wow, the last time I actually believed in that was when I was a teenager, and then I learned how never say never. And to this day, I know never say never. So here's the part of when, again, are you smart or are you not? So I want to read something. Because, see, when I read things, I wonder how you feel about it. Because I feel like, why are you talking down to me? I ain't a child. I have a brain. Oh, I forgot, because people that do online marketing and entrepreneur, they think you're stupid. So every single book that says, here's a shortcut to talk to stupid people, it's kind of like with the gender stereotypes when people are like, oh, yeah, we're like that. So those who limit themselves, they can keep talking to themselves and about humanity as limited. Some of us know that, no, humans are not limited, and you're offending me. But I will have learned how to ensure I don't waste my time with you, because the minute you insult my species and you treat me like a child is the minute that I have no reason to be in the presence of that which is emotional immaturity, because you have very much trying to prove with your left mode brain, and your right mode brain is nowhere to be found. So I'm not talking to that's right, whole self. Are you struggling to engage with others from the wisdom of your whole self? Are you having a hard time staying present and curious in an endlessly changing world? You are not alone! Exclamation mark. I'm like, well, no, actually, no, I'm not struggling with any of that. I have a whole self because I have secure attachment. And that's actually how it's supposed to work. Oh, wait, I forgot, though. You have drivers. So, and then you have the human suffering narrative, which any educator who's still perpetuating it is going to attract you like a hawk, because they teach online marketer people. And all of those who want to treat you like a dumb person in a sales pitch, yes, they actually on purpose use the pain point. Let's accentuate where the struggle is. So here's where the human suffering narrative, that's a group of people. They definitely highlight everything that is a struggle. And I ask again, do you think you are smart or not? Because if you were smart, then wouldn't you learn how to become meta-aware? Oh, I don't like this thing. Wait, my emotion is what's having me act and think. And so a note, the trauma experts are helping the actual people who want to heal. So there are people who recognize, I have human suffering. I'm not having fun in life. I'm not creating relationships. I know that my species is awesome. I'm going to go get good therapy because I'm a mammal and I'm meant to be with people. That's a smart person. Yep. Anybody else who thinks that drinking, fucking, eating, and drugging is actually cool is still a teenager. Oh, and if that's just a norm because people want to be in misalignment, no. Are they a victim of their own survival mode? No, actually they're not. They're really, what it is a victim of people who talk to them like they're spoon feeding them, and they're picking on the very pain point instead of saying, you know what, you can integrate your brain. You can actually live a life of love. Not you need pain to thrive. No, you don't need pain to thrive, because your brain is an anticipatory organ to keep you alive. So technically, you don't have to have pain, except for physical pain. Oh, and if you are suffering, there are those who teach you meditation, which is why emails such as the one, are you struggling with your whole self, will work with those. But I'm wondering, do you think that you're smart when you're struggling with your whole self? Because honestly, if you haven't learned about attachment and trauma and how you're made as a person, then you're not smart yet. And yet you're talking about being smart, and yet your 3-year-old and 1-year-old rule you, and you want to blame the authoritarians who manipulate, or the princesses and kings who are dressed like they are when they're just doing what they were taught by the other people who think that humanity is stupid. So here's the thing, I don't think anyone's stupid, which is why I'm sharing this type of material, because don't talk down to me. I know how to use my brain. Oh, and I am aware of my emotions, and they don't lead me because I'm a common sense person. So if you have, at the very least, secure attachment, you will have the ability to do meta-awareness. If you don't have secure attachment, then there's good therapists to help you get here, and the whole thing with trauma too. But if you're going to say you're smart and then you allow your emotions to lead you and you don't recognize it, well, I have news for you. I'd say that you might know how to regurgitate, but smart is not regurgitation. So tune on in for more.